everyone to My Career Advisor Live, and this is where my career advisor becomes your career advisor. Today, I'm your host, Georgia Harris, and I have another special co-host here today, Ron Mack. How's it going, Ron? And he's waving to the crowd. All right, and so we're glad that you're able to join us today. We think that you're going to find this episode fun and engaging. As you can see, we have a number of folks that are joining us today. And before we get started, let's talk about this. It is no secret that the past few months have brought permanent changes to all the areas of our lives. We've all learned new ways to shop, we've learned new ways to socialize, and we've learned new ways to work. The world of recruiting has also had to make very dramatic shifts. And they made dramatic shifts in order to continue to find new ways to find the best candidate for every job. So today we are going to be speaking with our recruiting experts on how to stand out from the crowd so that you can get the job that you want to. We brought a number of diverse people together, professionals who are in recruiting, and they represent companies that are hiring right now. So today joining us, we have Alana ONeal, and she is the talent brand specialist for State Farm. How's it going, Alana?
Hello. Good to be here, Georgia. Good to be here.
Good to have you. And we also have Monica Minya, and she's here from Human Resources Manager from SK Foods. How's it going, Monica?
Hi, good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. We also have Liz Martinez, and she's the lead staffing specialist for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. How's it going, Liz?
Hi, doing well. Thank you.
Liz, you have to do one thing for me. Just show everybody the beautiful Transformers in the back.
I will. Let's see.
Aren't they phenomenal? She's got quite the collection.
Definitely. My coronavirus office.
We have Leah joining us from Honor Health, and this is Leah Hill. She is the Workforce Development Manager for Honor Health, and she is also joining us today. Leah, how's it going?
Going pretty well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Glad to see everyone.
No problem. Thanks for joining us. And so this is, I think, everyone's first time to My Career Advisor Live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, we're glad to have you joining us today. All right, so let's get started with the first question. So I would like to find out from each of you, how have recruiting practices changed either for your organization or by observation for other companies since COVID? So I'm going to start with Alana. Alana, would you be willing to lead the way on this one?
Sure will. So State Farm right now, definitely we've had to adjust to the environment. We have always been, last year we've had 3 virtual career fairs. So we're just really just strengthening our organization and just reaching out to individuals that may need opportunities virtually. So definitely, you know, we're used to it, and we just want to continue with this effort because that's the way it's going to be now, the new norm, virtually.
Virtual career fairs. I hear that. So Monica, would you like to join in and share with us as well? Is that something similar for you, or are you doing something different out there?
This is definitely something that is very new to us. You know, the virtual job fairs. We've always been used to having, you know, in-person job fairs. So we're adjusting to it, and yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, but we're getting there. We're learning new things as we go. We want to make sure everyone who does come work here and does come to interview does feel safe. So it's pretty scary out there. So yeah, I mean this virtual job fair is definitely something exciting, and hopefully, you know, we get some good traffic. So but yeah, I mean, this is super new for us, so or for myself, so looking forward to it.
Sounds great. And I heard what you said when you said providing safety. I think that's something that's important for both employers and those who are coming in to be seen. So virtual job fairs are working. All right, Liz, what about you? How are things changing for you or your company?
Yeah, so again, just to spin off of Monica's comment about the safety, you know, right away our organization pushed to move employees that were working on campus remotely. So 97% of us now are working remotely. With that being said, we're had some transition to the virtual world with meetings and one-on-ones and, just doing our daily job responsibilities, going virtual now and still trying to maintain that human interaction and connection with our staff. And that feeds out to our candidates as well. So we did participate in virtual job fairs prior to COVID. And it's something that we'll obviously continue doing. But I think it's still going to be very fluid. Our process is going to change to meet the candidates' needs, and we're going to continue adding new things to our recruiting plan and program. So it's exciting, and I'm glad that everyone's moving so quickly to make these adjustments and allow us to still have those connections and create candidate pipelines and relationships. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Wow, thank you. I do like the idea of being fluid, and I guess virtual job fairs is a way that many companies are becoming very fluid right now. Very nice to hear. Wow, and Leah, I see you over there in the corner, so my corner at least. So would you like to share with us, how are things adjusting for you?
Sure. So at Honor Health, we've been doing virtual hiring events for about 3 years now, and we also screen a lot of our candidates virtually prior to sending them to the hiring managers. So it wasn't too much of a shift. However, my role really shifted in the fact that I was a previous student recruiter, and I used to be kind of step one, if you will, in the hiring process. But being workforce development now, I'm really step zero. So prior to COVID, as you all probably are aware, it was a very passive job market, meaning we had a lot of silent job seekers and those who were not necessarily actively looking, especially with the low unemployment rate. And so in some ways that called upon me to be very creative in terms of creating community partnerships with both community partners as well as academic partners. But now that I've kind of forged those relationships, they're coming to me or I'm reaching out to them saying, now our unemployment rate has changed drastically within the last 3 to 6 months. How can we help each other? And so being on those organizations and those partners' radar screens has really helped kind of make some magic happen for our job seekers. And hopefully Honor Health is doing its part in trying to flatten the curve, if you will, when it comes to unemployment.
I like how you said that, trying to flatten the curve towards unemployment. I like that. I think we're going to hear that again, Ron, don't you think? We'll try that again sometime, flatten the curve to unemployment. And Leah, I think you said it best when you said that it was much of a passive, there were many passive job seekers before. So for someone who's currently looking for a job in this environment, what's some advice that you can give them so they can actually stand out?
Sure. So being a certified career coach, I work with individuals hand in hand in helping them kind of get their applications or their resumes or maybe even their behavioral-based interview skills up to snuff when they do apply at Honor Health. And so I think it's just as simple as knowing what job you're applying for and really making sure that you feel as if you're qualified. I tell job seekers that be at least 90% qualified for the job because you don't want to be 100% qualified. You might become bored within your first day or your first month of employment. But when you do apply, make sure that you're speaking the language of the job posting or the job description. And so I recommend tools such as word clouds to copy and paste the job posting and kind of look for predominant words so you're speaking the language of the organization from the get-go. But also, just simple skills such as spell checking and reading the resume and reading the job description. I know sometimes reading is a lost or fine art. And at Honor Health, we have job postings for specific roles, but also specific campuses, specific shifts. And so we don't just post a nurse job description, for example, one for all campuses. Make sure make sure as candidates you're applying for a role at the exact campus, at the exact shift, and for the exact role that you're applying for, rather than just submitting it into a dark hole saying, well, I think this might work for me. And if I just get my application in there, they'll know I'm looking. No, make sure that you're tailoring it to what you're looking for.
Wow, thank you. That was really, really helpful. You really spoke into what that means to understand the knowledge, the skills, and abilities that are attached to a job before you apply for it. So thank you for sharing. Wow. Alana, would you be able to share with us how you think about what was shared just a moment ago?
So I agree with it. We definitely hope that the job seekers right now are just developing themselves, because we look for individuals that have the ability to communicate, have the ability to just to identify the customer's needs, empathize with the customer, and also just a good listener. So definitely develop some soft skills. And also, I would say, if you're interested in a company, I would recommend you go on the career site, get to know about that company, because everyone, all of us are always going to ask that question, what do you know about us? Why you're interested in State Farm or any other company? But do your homework right now while you have some time.
Very nice. I heard what you said about developing soft skills. That's something that we're very passionate about here at Goodwill as well. And you made another point a moment ago when you said, research the company. Tell us why that's important.
We want to know that you really want to work for, our companies. All of us want to know that you know something about it. Not that you just came and come in and want to just apply or interview, but you know something about it because you want to be a long-time employee.
Very good. We're looking for permanent employees. Very nice.
Yes.
And what about you, Liz? How are you feeling about what we're saying today?
I have to agree with that. I mean, I think it's important to do the research on the organization that you're applying for, not only to get to know it, but, a lot of organizations right now on their career page, they're sharing things that they're doing about their culture, diversity initiatives, what their mission, vision, and values are. And we want to know that people are applying, they're reading that information, and they can support that. And again, looking for those long-time employees to support those same values as well.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Monica, how's it going over there? Working out? She's just hanging in. Don't worry about it. We got this.
Okay. I'm having a little bit of technical issues here, but I agree. I think that's a lot of the time. That's my first question. Do you know what we do here? Do you know what what the job is entails of? So researching the job is definitely something that we always that's one of our first questions we ask during interviews. It's really important.
Fantastic. Wow. And these are all great tips that you've shared with our folks today. And I know that now that unemployment is starting to increase, that job searching is becoming increasingly more competitive. So how can someone truly stand out? I heard Leah make a mention of using things like word clouds and making sure you're using the right words when you apply or when you're putting in an application. So I would like for each of you to take the time to talk to us a little bit more about what it means. Does online presence matter? Attending virtual job fairs, does that matter? Virtual interviews? Anything other that really matters to each of your companies at this time? And so we can start with, there you go. Alana, I was about to kick you in. Go for it.
We definitely, State Farm's very active on social media. So we have a State Farm flagship page where we promote about what's going on at State Farm, what's happening in the community, but we look for individuals who are active on LinkedIn, social media, making a comment about our post or liking our post. And also we believe, social media can help you with your networking with companies. Go on to their pages, make a comment, but social media is definitely huge right now, and it's a great opportunity for you to network. Yep.
Sounds good. Right up our alley. We like that. Yeah. Well, Liz, what about you? How are you giving our job seekers the next leg up? What can we tell them?
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I would definitely encourage them to use all the tools that are out there during this time. I know in recruiting, we're looking at all the tools that we've invested in, which includes social media, LinkedIn. We have a heavy presence. And the way LinkedIn does their search capabilities, we're more likely to interact with people that have already engaged with our brand. So, liking a post or making a comment, having company connections, we're more likely to interact with those individuals. So if you're really interested in, employment with any one of our organizations, the way LinkedIn is set up with some of their search capabilities, that could be helpful for them as well. And other tools that I'm aware I'm sure there's a lot more out there, but Indeed has a hashtag movement, hashtag ready to work, updating their profiles with the most current information, using those hashtags or whatever other tools are available. It just makes it easier for recruiters to search and find them and, put them at the top of every other candidate. I know on our career page, we have a chatbot called Olivia that they can go and interact with, and the end result could be setting up a phone interview with one of the recruiters, and that would be a great way to make a company connection and create those candidate pipelines and relationships as well. Even if there's not a job that interests them today, most likely there'll be something in the future. So just creating those relationships and being open to those as well.
Wow. I think I've met Olivia before.
Probably.
I think I've met her in some time before. All right, perfect. And Leah, is there anything that you would like to share regarding how to have that person stand out for your company?
Sure. So in regards to social media, for example, we ask that individuals be visible when it comes to social media and put themselves out there, but don't put yourself out there too much. And so by that, I mean, use professional common sense. In terms of, you want to make sure that if you're posting something, would you want a future or current employer to see this? And just making sure that your professionalism shows in all social media channels, but also in all of your interactions. You never know. I mean, Phoenix is a large city, but we're also a small town. And the fact that you never know who will know whom, and just making sure that you're exuding that professionalism in all interactions and in all encounters each and every day.
I agree. And Monica, we're going to give you the last word if possible.
I'm going to have to piggyback off of Aaliyah. I think she's completely, she's correct. I mean, everything, on social media, it does really kind of show you a lot of about the person as well. We're currently working a lot with LinkedIn as well with our associates. We have, that's kind of where we're working off right now, especially with everything. Obviously we're not trying to bring in people to the office, so LinkedIn is kind of our main ride right now. So yeah, I think that's kind of what we've been doing so far. But yeah, for sure, I think social media is definitely where we're pretty much getting all of our candidates at this point.
Wow, social media is powerful. We never thought that social media would become a part or such an integral part of how we do business. But from what everybody said today, I think it's very important for us to manage our brand online. Manage your personal brand. Wow, Ron, I want to ask you a question because you are the person that helped me get the chance to speak with all these wonderful folks today. So is there a way that we can get connected to each of them if somebody has a question for them in particular? Is there another way we can connect?
Yeah, so the best way to connect with the individuals and the employers, the fabulous employers that are on this Zoom virtual job fair, is to you can reach out to Goodwill, and Goodwill will be able to provide you with the contact information for each of these employers, and that information will be revealed, or that information will be revealed to the employer to reach out to the job seeker. So however that looks, we will make sure that we connect you with whatever employer is appropriate. But more than anything, we will make sure that relationship happens.
Sounds great. Wow. Well, we got a wealth of information today, and I'm glad that each of you took the time to share with us. I hope everybody watching today found this information just as useful as I did and plan to take action on it at some point. But before we go, let's review what we've learned today from our chat. We learned that virtual career fairs are common for all businesses, so please attend them if you see them. Also, know that the job you're applying for, you got to know it. You got to actually know it. Know at least 90% of what is in that knowledge, skills, and abilities section. If you want to be seen, you have to know the job. Also, develop your soft skills because those are increasingly important. Research the company and the organization you're applying for. Also, connect with them on social media, especially LinkedIn, because companies are likely to work with folks who have already interacted with their brand. I think that those are tools that we can all agree with. All right. And so if you'd like to meet with these recruiters virtually, as Ron said today, make sure you contact us at mycareeradvisor.com or call us at 602-535-4444, and we will connect you with someone. All right, that wraps up this episode of My Career Advisor Live. If you want to learn more about our career services and our job search tools and our training opportunities, please check us out at mycareeradvisor.com. And we just want to say a special thanks to all of our employers that are here with us today. Thanks for making this a memorable discussion.
And thank you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we can have you all back. We want to have you back sometime to talk about some other stuff. So hopefully you're open to that. And remember that we are here at Goodwill to make mycareeradvisor.com your career advisor. Take care.